Shalom, call hello, Yahweh Bashem Abishai, Bahashem Rakak Badash, continuing on. You already know what they did. Salakia. But we were on the deal that Rahab made with the Israelite scouts, the spies that Joshua had sent. And basically, and she begged for her life and the life of her family. And they gave her that deal. All right, so their lives for her families, and she helped them flee and escape the city. So when the terror came, her family was spared, but they were all made servants. All right. So that great terror came upon them. This is let me go to Nehemiah now. The first chapter, I'm gonna start at verse 5. Read to about 8, and it reads, "And I beseech thee, O Yahweh, power of heaven, the great and terrible power." See, he's a great and terrible God, "that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love and observe his commandments." And that's what it is. All right. And then when we violated that, the Lord unleashed that terror upon us and let us get scattered. "Let thine ear now be attentive to thine, and thine eyes open, that thou mayest hear the prayer of thy servant, which I pray before thee now day and night for the children of Israel thy servants, and confess the sins of the children of Israel, which we have sinned against thee. Both I and my father's house have sinned. We have dealt very corruptly against thee, and have not kept thy commandments, nor statutes, nor judgments, which thou commandest thy servant. Remember, I beseech thee, the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, if saying, if ye transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations." And that was a terrible act, because we have not had it easy among these nations. They did horrible things to us, and in this last captivity, they stole our heritage, because in the prior captivities, in the in the Grecian captivity, you know, the Medes and in the Roman captivity, we knew who we were. This time around, they completely erased and hid our history from us. Okay, through slavery. All right. When they allowed us to read and taught us how to read, they rewrote history in their favor. They even rewrote the images of the people in the Bible to look like them. They clearly turned everything upside down. All right, because guess what? These pale people, they're not the original Greeks. They're not the original Europeans. They were not the Spartans. They were not the Jews or the Israelites. They were not the Egyptians. They're not the Irish or the Scots or the Britons. They're none of those. All those people that I just spoke of were all melanated people. Now all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Just because you melanated, that don't make you special. What makes you special if you're an Israelite or not? Okay? Just know that part. But these people, you know, hid our heritage from us. We completely lost as a people, didn't know who we were. Now let's go to Nehemiah, the 4th chapter. I'm going to start at verse 7. And I'm going to read up until about 17. "But it came to pass when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up and the breaches began to be stopped, then were they very wroth." And that's what's happening now with plantation Christianity and Christianism. These apologists, they're angry that the walls are being built up. And we're being built up spiritually. We're being set in order before their eyes, and it aggravates them. "And conspired all of them together to come and fight against Jerusalem and hinder it. Nevertheless, we made our prayer unto our power and set watch against them day and night because of them." And that's basically what we're doing now. But our warfare is not carnal, but spiritual. Okay? We don't have a cachet of ARs and rocket launchers and grenades, none of that. They would love, oh boy, would they love to find something like that and try to pin it on us. All right? But we don't. The weapons of our warfare is not carnal, but spiritual. This word. And it cuts worse than any weapon that they have. All right? Just look at how we've shaken up the world just by reading the Bible. And Judah said, the strength of the bearers of the burdens is decayed, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. And our adversary said, they shall not know neither see, till we come in the midst among them and slay them, and cause the work to cease. And it came to pass, when the Jews which dwelt by them came, they said unto us 10 times, from the places whence ye shall return unto us, they will be upon you. Therefore I set the lower places behind the wall, and the higher places I even set the people after the families, with their swords and spears and their bows. All right, so now so the people have to build and work armed. But we're building right now, and we are armed, but we're armed with the Bible. We're armed with this knowledge and this wisdom and this understanding, these precepts, that they can neither gainsay nor resist. And that same great power, all right, is going to annihilate them. He's going to terrorize them, which is great terror. Heck, when I was coming in today, there was a gigantic chariot just sitting in the sky. And once again, it was sitting there. It was bright before the sun even went down. So you saw it when the daylight was still up. If I saw it, that means that the authorities saw it. You know, that means that their military sees it. And that's our Air Force, our air support. And there's nothing they can do about it. All right? The sword is the word, and our faith. That's our weapon. That, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakakwadash, Wa Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharallah.